You had gone through the rest of your classes relatively easy, as you already knew these subjects and actually was 2 grades ahead of the one you're in. You were first year, but actually you were in like 10th grade. But you didn't know what grades were smashed into the first, so you didn't really know. But now it was your favorite part of the day, lunch. As the bell rang, you shot up from your seat. Regrets later, food now. And as you were skipping down the hall, you had accidentally rammed into someone. You turned out to be what the flip, I cannot read, sorry. Which turned out to be Tanjiro. Ian, why were you running? He said as you rubbed your head. Damn, his head really was hard. No pun intended. Sorry about that, buddy. It's just food is kind of my lifestyle, literally. So I think you get the memo, you said as you helped him up. He blushed. He thought that you looked pretty. He was literally smashed. He literally smashed the thought as you grabbed his hand. Let's go before we become bones standing here. I don't want to be some kid science project, so let's go, you said as you dragged him along. Maybe he wasn't wrong to think that. You had also missed the huge red hint that covered Tanjiro's face. As the two of you were successfully made it to the lunchroom, you noticed that Muzan was at the entrance, his eyes scanning over the sea of students for a certain someone. Well, I guess it's time for you to degrade into thousands of mini tomatoes like your friend Josh did. I will not elaborate further. You had let go of Tanjiro's hand. He was a little disappointed, but when he saw why he had understood your decision, I thought you had detention after school, he quietly said as he gave you a silent look. You skedaddled away. Dang, what a good friend. You had gulped and tried to sneak past through the crowd, but our man got some killer eyesight and has immediately spotted you. Then walked through the crowd, which really just made a path for the guy. You couldn't blame them, though. Even though you exit for about 3 hours, you already knew this guy would fail you just because you chew on your pen or something. Ian, go get your food and do whatever else you need to do. Then come back here, understood? He said as he gave you a warning glare. You gulped then nodded. Yeah, Sir Muzan? He said as you swiftly nodded. Oh shoot, it was one of those, like, 2 things, sorry. Then walked away. More like limped as your body was tense. One of your legs decided to say, hey, how about I not do my job? Then why are you here and not pay rent then, leg? You sighed as you got out of the line of sight when you went up to go get your food. Some simple sandwich and rice. That's pretty much all they had, but you weren't really that picky. Food is food, really. But before you could pay for it, a random hand with money had slapped onto the metal with the cash register, scaring the poor lunch lady. I'll pay for it. Holy, did this dude never hit puberty or what? You turned to see a yellow-haired boy, which you remember to be Zenitsu, so figure, with his entire face flush red. Oh no. But then you took a clear look at the money and realized that it was the wrong amount. You poked his arm. Yes? He yelled out. That's the wrong amount, you said, pointing to the money in his hand. Huh? He screeched. You looked like you didn't care, but on the inside, you were laughing like hell. But then a very concerned Tanjiro came bursting out of the crowd of people. Zenitsu, why did you run off so quickly? He said as his sentence getting slower as he noticed you standing there. You waved at him. Hi, Tanjiro. You said, knowing what Zenitsu's reaction would be. Huh? The two of you know each other? First Nezuko and now her? What other beautiful lady have you been hiding from me? He yelled as he grabbed Tanjiro's collar. Some people turned their heads at the commotion. The sweet sound of chaos. So delightful. No, Zenitsu, it's not what you think, Tanjiro said as he veins popped out of Zenitsu's head. Not what I think, is it, huh? You then used this conversation to scatter right out of there and apologized to the lunch lady as you handed her the money and ran off, leaving Tanjiro to deal with that. Payback is so sweet, isn't it? But then you remembered that you could sign up for clubs here. So you went around trying to find someone to ask where it was, but you stumbled upon it yourself. Well, damn, it was long. How big was this place? To have so many clubs active? And why were there one for summoning demons? Oh, hell yes, there was that kind of stuff. So as you signed up for the cult one, okay, you go. And you skimmed through some others. Most of them are normal school stuff. Then you finally found it, the fencing club. Then you had been signed up for it as well. Damn, you couldn't wait to start either of them. Summoning demons sounds fun. You thought so. You had so wandered. What do you do in a cult club? Is it even allowed? But you guessed it is, as there, and you signed up for it. But you carried your way back to where Sir Muzan is. That's so weird to me, I'm sorry. And spotted him still leaning on the doorframe. What took you so long? He asked, a bit annoyed. It's a long story. You said as he sighed. Just follow me, Muzan said as he started to walk down the hall. You still wondered if this was a fever dream. After all, you had then sighed and followed him behind him. Why were you so short again? Like, even Tanji was taller than you. Oh God, how tall was Gomain to you? Now that is terrifying. Soon the two of you came up to a door. Muzan then turned to you. Don't do any funny business, and good luck, he said as he walked off, leaving you flabbergasted. Why, good luck. But only time will tell. As you turned to the door, then you opened it, not expecting whether you were seeing in front of you. There was Doma and Akaza arguing, and a man who looked so tired. He could pass out at any minute in there. The hell? You said as you quietly entered the room and sat down in the closest desk to you, not wanting to be noticed by the two arguing guys. But alas, nothing good ever happens to you, and Doma was the first to notice you. Ah, Akaza Doma, we have a new visitor. He sounded excited, but Akaza bitch slapped him across the face before turning to you. Huh? What are you doing here? He asked as he sat back down in his seat. Doma laid on the floor, seemingly passed out. You couldn't take your eyes off him as you plopped your head up with your hand. 2 minutes late to class, he said as Doma nodded. What the fuck? What Tedsha here for? What got you here for? I'm just gonna say that. You asked as you bit out of your sandwich. That's a long story, but let's just say he got what he deserved, Akaza said as he turned to his own lunch. You had noticed that they both were bandaged up quite a bit, so you're guessing they got into a fight. But more importantly, did you win? You asked Akaza, which a grin came onto his face. You bet I did, he said as he took a bit of his bland rice. Doma then woke up from his mini coma. Why do you have to be so mean to me, Akaza Doma? He said, whining. Akaza just gave him a glare as Doma then sat next to him. Akaza then got up with his food and moved closer to you. Doma then looked like his world came crashing down. He then dramatically slumped into his desk as he looked over at you. See, He's such a meanie at times, he said dramatically as expressing the disgust made its way onto Akaza's face. You just sat there. Wow, you didn't know what they were. They'd be like this, but this was hilarious. Like hell. Their drastic is so funny to watch. No, I'm not. You. What? Pimp is strawberry? Okay, fine. Akaza, no, I'm not. I'm not you, pimp is strawberry, Akaza said as he snickered a bit, catching his attention for a second. But you look like a basketball, Doma said as he pointed at Akaza. He's got a point, you said. Akaza's face fell as he pointed at you, then slowly looked over at you. Don't you agree with him right in front of me, he said as Doma laughed. That's probably why the kid thought your head was actually one, Doma said as Akaza's face exploded into shades of red as he quickly leaned over to Doma. I swear to God, that was 3 years ago, he had yelled as Doma couldn't stop laughing as he pounded his hand onto the poor table. Dang, this is more interesting than Kabarishi's episode. I'm sorry, I couldn't say that right. Like, this needs to be a series. Who knew how homicidal Manic would be so funny? You just watched them argue as you ate your food. And then the kid had noticed you. Oh, I almost forgot you were here, Doma randomly said as he leaned over to his side to see you better, his rainbow eyes glistening in curiosity as he stared at you. Akaza almost looked offended, but he just scoffed as he continued to eat his now cold food. Doma then suddenly stood up, startling Akaza as he choked on his food, but Doma paid no mind as he sat in the seat next to you. And holy crap, this dude's taller than you, even when sitting down. Holy Johnny Jesus, why is everyone so tall? So, what's your name? He asked as he popped his head up with his wrist as he continued to stare at you. It actually made you feel a bit uncomfortable, but you ignored it. It's Yin. Yours? You asked, even though you already knew the answer. My, what a lovely name. My name is Doma, and the grumpy pants behind me is a good friend, Akaza Doma, he said cheerfully as he closed eyes, smile, showing his fangs. Wait, are they still demons? He questioned. But your line of thought was interrupted by Akaza, who spoke a bit loudly so you could hear him. No, we're not, he said as Doma opened his eyes again and a frown was on his face. He can be so mean at times. But anyways, can I call you Yin-chan? He asked as he got closer to your face. But yet again, Doma got bitch slapped again. In the back of the head. By who? Akaza, of course. Do you even know what personal space is? Akaza yelled as Doma leaned back, rubbing his head. Ow, that hurts, you know, Doma said as he pouted. This dude is literally a walking, talking baby. Like, even his words is weird. I'm sorry about him, Yin. I wish we never met, Akaza said as a bell rang in this room. Startlingly you. Well, but I guess our time here is up. See you later, Akaza said as Doma looked like he was about to cry at Niagara Fall, sorry. Why is it whenever I make new friends, it always gets cut short? Doma had winced as he threw away his tray after Akaza. You did the same. Well, that was the weirdest detention you ever had. But it was fun seeing the two bicker a lot. Hope to see you well, too, you said as you headed towards the door. Stepping out of the room, you scrinched and turned to them to give your signature one line. But was cut off guard by Doma employing you in a hug. I hope to see you another time again, Yin-chan, he said. Akaza then just gave him another slap on the back of the head and dragged him off you. and back and down the hallway, as well as started another argument. You just stood there, bamboozled, as you blinked a couple times. You felt like this dude will become a problem in the future. Sorry for the little cutout. My thing decided not to work for that little part. But guys, hope you enjoyed. And here's our Taisho era secret. Well, it's not Taisho era period, but still. Taisho era secret. Akaza and Doma thought your laugh was cute. Doma actually has feelings in this universe, just that it's like switches sometimes. The reason Muzan gave you a heads up is so you didn't die out there. Or at least almost.